The Queen, the Power, and the Disappearance. Cleopatra VII Philopator was not just a queen, she was the last true ruler of ancient Egypt, a woman whose name still echoes through history more than 2,000 years later. Her beauty became legend, her intelligence underestimated, and her death shrouded in mystery. But among all the unanswered questions surrounding her life, one secret stands above all others: the location of her tomb. Despite centuries of searching, Cleopatra's final resting place has never been found. To understand why this mystery still grips the modern world, we must return to the final days of the Ptolemaic dynasty, when Egypt stood at the crossroads of empire, betrayal, and collapse. Cleopatra was born in 69 BCE into a royal family of Greek origin that had ruled Egypt since the time of Alexander the Great. From a young age, she was trained to rule. Unlike many before her, Cleopatra learned to speak Egyptian fluently, along with Greek, Latin, and several other languages. She understood politics, economics, and power. Most importantly, she understood Rome, the rising superpower that would determine Egypt's fate. Her alliances with Julius Caesar and later Mark Antony were not love stories alone. They were calculated political strategies meant to preserve Egypt's independence. For a time, they worked. Cleopatra ruled as a queen in her own right, commanding fleets, armies, and immense wealth. But Rome was changing. After Julius Caesar's assassination, Rome descended into chaos. Power shifted to Octavian, later known as Augustus Caesar. Mark Antony, Cleopatra's ally and lover, became Octavian's rival. Their conflict would end in one of the most famous battles in history, the Battle of Actium in 31 BCE. Cleopatra and Antony's forces were defeated. What followed was inevitable. Octavian marched toward Egypt, determined to end Cleopatra's reign once and for all. Antony, believing Cleopatra dead, took his own life. Cleopatra, captured but not broken, realized what awaited her: humiliation, imprisonment, and public display in Rome as a conquered trophy. She chose death instead. According to ancient historians like Plutarch in Cassius Dio, Cleopatra arranged her suicide in 30 BCE, possibly by the bite of an asp, though modern scholars still debate the method. What is certain is this: she planned everything carefully, including her burial. Ancient sources tell us Cleopatra wished to be buried beside Mark Antony, in a grand tomb worthy of a queen and a goddess. Plutarch writes that Octavian himself allowed Cleopatra and Antony to be buried together, honoring her final request. And yet, after that moment, the tomb vanished from history. No Roman record describes its exact location, no ancient map marks it, no confirmed archaeological discovery has ever revealed it. Alexandria, Cleopatra's capital, suffered centuries of earthquakes, tsunamis, and rising seas. Large parts of the ancient city now lie underwater. This is where the mystery deepens. Many historians believe Cleopatra's tomb was located somewhere near ancient Alexandria, possibly within or close to the royal palace complex. That palace, once the heart of her power, now lies beneath the Mediterranean Sea. Earthquakes in the 4th CE century caused massive destruction, sinking entire districts. Could Cleopatra's tomb be underwater? Modern underwater archaeology has revealed astonishing discoveries off the coast of Alexandria: statues, temples, and city streets swallowed by the sea. Some researchers believe the tomb lies hidden among these ruins, protected by layers of sand and time. But others disagree. Another theory places Cleopatra's tomb inland, near a temple known as Taposiris Magna, about 30 miles west of Alexandria. This site has become the center of one of the most ambitious archaeological searches in modern history. Leading this search is Dr. Kathleen Martinez, a Dominican archaeologist who has spent over 20 years investigating Cleopatra's final resting place. Martinez believes Cleopatra would have chosen a sacred location associated with Osiris and Isis, gods of death and rebirth, symbolizing her divine identity. Excavations at Taposiris Magna have uncovered tunnels, coins bearing Cleopatra's image, statues, and burial chambers, yet the tomb itself remains elusive. Each discovery raises hope and more questions. Why has the tomb remained hidden for over 2 millennia? Was it deliberately concealed? Was it destroyed? Or is it simply waiting to be found untouched beneath layers of earth or water? Cleopatra understood symbolism. She knew her death would mark the end of an era. It is possible she ensured her burial site would remain secret, protecting her legacy from Roman control and historical manipulation. The Romans rewrote history. They painted Cleopatra as a seductress, a danger, a foreign threat. Finding her tomb would challenge that narrative, offering physical proof of her power, wealth, and cultural influence. And that is why the world still searches, because Cleopatra's tomb is not just a grave, it is the final chapter of ancient Egypt. Yet the story does not end here. Modern searches, new evidence, and the mystery that refuses to die. In the modern era, the search for Cleopatra's tomb has become one of the greatest archaeological quests in history. It combines ancient texts, cutting-edge technology, political challenges, and human obsession. Despite countless expeditions, no confirmed tomb has been found. Alexandria, once the jewel of the Mediterranean, is now a modern city layered atop its ancient past. Excavating freely is nearly impossible. Much of Cleopatra's world lies beneath streets, buildings, and the sea itself. Underwater archaeologists have made remarkable progress. Sonar scanning and deep-sea dives have revealed submerged temples and colossal statues believed to represent Ptolemaic rulers. Some researchers argue that Cleopatra's tomb could lie within these sunken royal quarters, preserved but unreachable. If discovered underwater, it would become one of the greatest finds in human history. Yet the inland theory continues to gain attention. At Taposiris Magna, excavations have revealed an underground tunnel over 1,300 meters long, carved through rock with extraordinary precision. Some have compared it to the Tunnel of Eupalinos in Greece, an engineering marvel of the ancient world. Why would such a tunnel exist unless it led somewhere important? Inside the site, archaeologists have found mummies buried with gold tongues, a burial practice reserved for high-status individuals believed to speak in the afterlife. Coins depicting Cleopatra have been uncovered, strengthening the link between the queen and the site. Still, skeptics remain cautious. No inscription explicitly names Cleopatra's tomb. No sarcophagus has been confirmed, and time is relentless. Political instability, funding shortages, and environmental damage slow progress. Each year, erosion and rising groundwater threaten to destroy what remains undiscovered. And yet, hope remains alive. Because history has shown us something important. The greatest discoveries often come when hope is nearly lost. The tomb of Tutankhamun remained hidden for over 3,000 years. Troy was once considered a myth. The city of Heraklion was thought lost forever until it was found underwater in Egypt. Cleopatra's tomb could be next. But the mystery is deeper than stone and gold. If found, Cleopatra's tomb could rewrite history. It could reveal how she wished to be remembered, not as Rome portrayed her, but as she truly was, a ruler, a strategist, a survivor, and the final pharaoh of Egypt. It could provide DNA evidence, confirming her ancestry. It could uncover burial rituals blending Greek and Egyptian traditions. It could finally answer how she died. Or it could raise even more questions. Some historians believe the tomb was destroyed intentionally by the Romans,
erased to eliminate her legacy. Others believe it remains hidden, protected by design, awaiting a future generation. Cleopatra understood eternity. She aligned herself with Isis, goddess of rebirth. Perhaps she believed her story would rise again, not through stone, but through memory. And here we are. 2,000 years later, her name still commands attention. Her mystery still fuels documentaries, books, and global searches. No other ancient ruler remains so powerful without a tomb. Because Cleopatra's final secret is not just where she lies, it is why the world still cannot let her go. Until the day her tomb is found, or forever lost, Cleopatra remains exactly what she intended to be.